It looks like last time, the last time that we met, we did a vocabulary list of foods, restaurants, meals, things that you use in order to eat, that kind of thing. So I'm going to do a quick review of those before we move on to some new vocabulary. Okay? So first we have eat. Okay? This is the sign for eat. It's also the sign for meal. So eat or meal. Okay? It does move. It is a verb. We want to say that you've eaten already. It's eat finished, or eat in the past, or past eat. Eat. To drink. Same thing as raising a cup and drinking it. Okay, to drink. Hungry. The same sign for wish, or desire, or want something really bad. Hungry. Yes. The slower you do it, the more hungry you are. Okay. It depends on the expression that's on your face. Hungry. Thirsty. Your throat is dry. Thirsty. Thirsty. Breakfast. Do it gently, please. It's rude if you do not.
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast. Lunch. An L, straight on. Not to the side. Not like that. Straight on. Lunch. Dinner is a D. Dinner. Supper would be with an S. Supper. Supper. Food would be with an F. It's a very English way of saying food. Lots of people just sign food as in eat. But with an F is English. Food. Okay. Water is a W, your chin. Water. The inside of your index finger hits your chin. Water. If you leave your pinky up, it is the verb talk. So make sure it's a W. Water. Soda. Pop. Using your middle finger and your thumb, putting it in the soda, and then you're hitting the top of it. Soda or pop. Juice. It's a J on your cheek. Juice. Very close to the sign jealous. Juice. Milk. You can use two hands if you like, but it's been shortened. No, you don't have to pull it down. Milk. Okay. Tea. Like you're stirring the tea. Tea. Coffee. It's with two hands. Goes around in a circle clockwise. If you move the bottom hand against it, that is the sign to make. So you want to make sure that you're going around. Coffee. Cereal is the same sign for soup. It's using a spoon, like you're holding a bowl. Cereal. If you're talking about breakfast, they generally know you're talking about cereal. If you use this talking about a later meal, they're going to think you mean soup. Okay? So it kind of depends on what the general conversation is. Soup.
Later?
Later. Sign for later. Later. Toast. Forking both sides of the bread. Toast. And you can do it up. It's a little more uncomfortable to reach your hand around. Toast.
That's the food toast, right?
Yes. It's toast. It is also the verb. If you need to toast something, you know, if we say, put that bread, put it over there in the toaster, then it would be toast machine. You know, or that bread, toast it. It means all the same thing. Toast. Egg. Like you're cracking something. Egg. Two sides that are cracked. Bacon. Those same two fingers, they kind of wiggle away from each other. It is also the same sign for noodle or pasta, unless you're talking about spaghetti. So again, you have to reference what it is that you're talking about. So this is bacon. Sausage. Like the links. Hot dog is basically the same sign. Usually hot dog doesn't come out like this unless you're talking about the really natural ones and the long casings, but hot dog's usually done just kind of in front of you. But it's that double motion. Sausage. Ham. Pig meat. Pig meat. Ham. Ham. A bagel is a B curved. Almost like it's like the shape of it, and then there's a hole in the middle. A bagel. So a donut would be the D. Again, you have to know what it is that you're talking about, because this D could be department. You know, they have to know that you're talking about food. Okay? A muffin, like cake, a muffin, or a biscuit. It's also the same sign for biscuit. Biscuit sometimes is done like this. A lot of people don't use it that way because you get confused with the sign for cookie. But both of them are cut the same way, so in some areas of the country they do use the word biscuit like this. Fruit, an F that curves forward. Fruit, fruit. Yogurt is spelled yogurt, Y-O-G-U-R-T, yogurt. Hot or cold? Hot, something is near your mouth and it's hot. Remember, your facial expression needs to show what it is. Hot, cold, old, not cold. This means cool. And so don't do this for hot either. Don't go, oh, hot. Doesn't mean the same thing. This is cool. Cool.
When I don't want to.
Jelly is a J on your hand. It's also the same sign for jam. Jelly or jam. And butter. Butter. No, that's paint, Daniel. Butter is 2 fingers. 2 fingers. You can't go one way because that's soap. So you got to make sure that you hit the back of your fingers as well. Butter. Peanut butter. Nut and butter. Peanut butter. Don't know how much of that we'll see in Jamaica. Bread. Like slices off of a loaf. Bread. Sandwich. 2 slices together that you put in your mouth. Sandwich. It's also the sign for picnic. Some people use the camping sign for picnic, but a lot of people use the sandwich sign for picnic. Cheese. It's like when you, the old-fashioned way, you have to press it into the cheesecloth, kind of mushed. It's cheese. Okay. Banana. Peeling the banana. Or plantain. You know, it's going to be the same sign, banana or plantain. Apple is an A. Actually, it's an S. It's an S. It's an S. Up here. It should be an A, but it's an S. Apple. Orange. Orange. Okay. Orange is up here. The orange you eat and the color orange. Melon. Also squash. Watermelon. I'm flicking it, just like a melon in the grocery store. You're supposed to flick to see if it's ripe. Pump it. Melon. Meat. Same sign we used, remember, when we did ham, was pig meat. 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 So if it's beef, it's cow meat. If it's horse meat. Whatever it is that you eat. Meat. Beans or rice. Rice sometimes can be white beans or white rice, but it's the very end of your finger. Beans. Green beans. Peas is along your finger. It's the little peas in the pod. Peas. Carrot. Potatoes. This is the sign for potato. So it's the sign for potato chip. It's also the sign for Irish or Ireland. Potatoes. Pasta. Again, pasta. Unless you're talking about specifically spaghetti, and then it's spaghetti. So you wrap it around the fork and it's long and skinny. Spaghetti. Gravy. Any sauce is this. It's like you're pouring it. Okay. So applesauce is apple sauce. Okay. Syrup. You can put your pinky up or not. It doesn't really matter. Syrup is, if you don't clarify what it is that you're talking about, most people think you're talking about syrup, especially when you're talking about breakfast. Syrup. To cook. To cook something. If you want to fry something, you would use an F. To fry. If you want to bake something, that's a little different. You have to open the oven and you have to put it in. Okay, so anything that's done on top of the stove that you flip over, cook. Plate. This is a plate. Unless it's a really thick plate, and it's like this. But this is plate. It's also the sign for pancake. So really anything that is round and is fairly thin, this is the sign that you're using. This is called a classifier. Fork, spoon, and knife. Fork, or like it's prongs, fork. Spoon, they're together. Knife is one, cutting. Knife. Napkin. Napkin. You might see it up by your nose, but this is the sign for flour. One side and the other side, you're smelling it. So if you do napkin really high, it gets confused. So most people usually do it, you know, kind of down below their mouth instead of up on their mouth. So. Cup. This is the sign for cup. Unless you want to specifically say, no, not that cup. I want the one with the handles that, you know, you need to stick your fingers in and force. Okay. Restaurant. R on one side, R on the other side. Restaurant. Okay. Kitchen is like the sign for cook with a K. Cafeteria, which I'm not sure if the school calls theirs a cafeteria or not, but it's a C on both sides, kind of like restaurant, except it's a C. So cafeteria. That pretty much covers it for food and cooking related items.